Hello.
Hi.
I'm all nice and freshly showered. I feel so much better. I'm about to eat me some chicken strips. Oh my god. Is this is different, right? Okay.
Yeah, this one's different.
Or maybe I'll play with the same one. Be different.
Everyone just loves my day is good.
Do what?
Oh no, the person in the comments said,
Oh,
how's y'all's day?
it'll be better once I get some food in my belly. My little baby shake that they only filled halfway full, which is bullshit.
And it was a manager that gave it to me. I didn't even know.
I can't believe they even did that. I would have, if the person who made this shake would have
Things they
handed
don't even have to make them no more.
would have handed it to me to hand out the window, I would have like given it back and been mad if I was the manager. But that's me. Okay, let's see. Why they put the sticker on it so it didn't spill?
I don't know. If we keep it colder, I have no idea.
Well, maybe keep it colder, I guess. Yeah. Do you believe Jesus is our Lord and Savior and that one day he will come back? Do you believe that white people can be racist? Answer that first. I don't know. Is Jesus on the bingo card?
Jesus is not on this bingo card.
We should create, I just had an idea for another bingo card. Pivot. Pivot bingo. Every time they say a pivot from the background, whatever the background is, it doesn't even matter, right? But anytime they pivot from the background, you know, one of the excuses, like, you know, they try to ask you a question or they, you know, bring up a different subject. I don't know. I'm just thinking of different types of bingo.
But what about
Yeah, there's one.
when they pretend they don't know what YT means?
Oh, there's a good one. That would be a good one. That's a good pivot. They always come up when I want to talk about that. I'm making a mess. My fries are cold as hell. My chicken's hot, but the fries are cold. I don't even want them fries.
Exactly, Andy.
Yep. That's it.
And then they pretend they don't know what's going on.
After they've spent an hour or so on the panel being nasty.
Yes.
I gotta send this live out still. That's a ketchup bottle, just so everybody knows.
Exactly. Oh, thanks for the rose.
Oh, those are cold. I don't want those. Yep, plausible deniability. They think it works, it doesn't.
Mm-mm.
Not fooling nobody.
Got the HBCU at the top. And what about Oprah or LeBron or Obama?
Is this the one you sent me, or is this a different one?
I
This
did
is-
send you this one as well.
Oh, you did? Okay. Democrats. Oh my gosh. These are good ones.
Yeah, you're early.
Yeah. It's still early. Send it to a couple of your most problematic mutuals. I'm gonna start following them, I think. Just so I can send it to them.
Yeah.
Hello, Dragon Slayer. Welcome to the live. Let's share this out.
Can you read it?
It's a little small. I'm not gonna lie. But I don't think it's too small.
What's that?
I don't think it's too small. As long as it says white people at the top. Clearly. Then no, they'll catch on.
No, that doesn't work. How's that?
Hang on, let me look. Okay. Oh, that's better. That's a lot better. I feel like it's better. And then you don't have to have so many people up here at a time either.
Yeah. That's so much better.
Yeah, you can read it better. What do you think about this format, John? I kind of like it like this. Then you don't have to have so many people up. If you don't want to. A dry erase marker for the screen. You can print it. Screenshot it.
John, I even sent this to you.
Save it as a picture. And then just print it.
Yeah, I sent him the picture.
I just printed the picture. I would print that one. Make sure you do it to black and white. Otherwise, it's going to try to use up all your ink or whatever. But I gotta put water in this fish tank. It's killing me.
Well, Democrats created the Triple K. Yeah, we definitely have to do a tokenizing one.
I think it'd be good.
Yeah.
And see, like on your iPad, if you screenshot that, there should be a way that like you can take that screenshot and then like highlight the squares so that you can count them as Dobbs.
Right, John. They never say conservative Democrats.
Well, why would they say that now? That would be too truthful, wouldn't it?
Right.
Watch out, Pepper.
But don't you know? It's not all white people.
Where are my trolls at? Yeah, it probably will help traction. Maybe. John's in the box. I'm gonna let him up, okay? Got him. Damn, John.
Oh, awesome. Hi.
Whenever y'all need to drop me, just drop me.
All right. We've been laughing at them all week. John, have you got an echo? Yeah, you do.
Probably I'll drop.
No, do your thingy. Do your thingy.
Okay.
Mm.
Lucas is here.
I'm just saying that.
So nice to meet y'all. I don't think I've ever been in a live
Hello.
with y'all.
Say something, John. It's you.
Something John.
Now, how come it doesn't echo when he talks?
Because I went in, I clicked on the airplane mode a couple times, turned it off, and came back, and I'm good.
So is it me?
I don't know who it is. It ain't me.
I think it is John.
Yeah, stay muted for a minute. Yeah, I think it's John.
Notice if your Wi-Fi is lagging just the tiniest bit and you have speakers on but not earbuds in, like that's what makes the echo worse.
Oh, are you on earbuds, John? You might, if he's on earbuds, because his wife's sleeping. That could be it.
Like I'm on earbuds and I don't echo as much because the feedback just goes straight to my ears. But if you have speakers that are a little too loud, those speakers go directly back into the microphone if you have any type of lag.
Right. That's why when you bring in a second account, it like does that echo thing.
Can y'all read the small print ones?
I can if I kind of squint.
I can if I take my glasses off. I can't see anything real close up. I gotta get new glasses. But yeah, I mean, I can read them. I'm just looking at my phone normal how I would. Before I couldn't read them, but now I can. Well, actually, I take that back. There's a couple that are kind of small. If only you assimilate and political correctness, and then go back to your own country. And more.
I don't know how to change the layouts, but oh, that's what I was going to ask. If you could put your whole picture on the left side. Now I can read everything.
Yeah, that's way better. And does that give you more? That gives you one more box too, right?
Wait, how many boxes is that?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you and 5 people. You, me, and 4 people. Or you and a co-host and 4 people.
Wait, let me try something else.
That's not too bad. The live I'm normally in has like 8 people, and they're always talking over each other.
Yeah.
Yeah, it gets really frustrating.
I admit it. I'm part of that problem sometimes.
Yes.
Well, I know
Miss
people
Melanated
hate
said
Showtime,
yes. Yes, you
but
are.
I love it. I love Showtime for that reason.
See, but then I can't. It's like hard for me to see the comments.
Right. You could cut it off at the top and move it up some, and that might help. But I wouldn't save your picture. I would save it as a second picture so that you still have your original picture. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So which one did I have?
Hang on, Lucas. She's trying to adjust. They're trying to adjust stuff.
So I have seen you in quite a few lives. Grammy, where are you from? I know I've seen you talk a whole lot and I follow you.
I'm from Illinois. That's where I pretty much grew up. I was born in Atlanta, but lived in Illinois a good majority of my life.
Nice.
That's
And
pretty
so
much it.
melanated. I've been following you for a while, but I don't
Really?
feel like I don't know much about you either. Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen you in live, like in the comments.
I was just told for a very
Yeah.
long time, don't even like go into the box. Like Just stay out of the box for a long time.
Right. Not until you're really comfortable.
Every time I got in a box, I think I cried. I'm gonna be very honest.
Okay, I'm done with this. I gotta clean up my mess really quick.
You know what? Is there any way you could change, and I know this sounds weird, the like contrast of that photo? I think it would be fine if it was just a little bit more contrast, if that makes sense.
So I do have it like it already like in another color. Let me see if I can.
Or like even black and white might be okay too.
Like the yellow and the purple, they're opposite on the color wheel, so that's fine. I think it's the I don't know how to say it, like the deepness of the yellow versus purple, I guess. The contrast maybe.
I think but this was the other one that I had initially, but I don't know if that's better or worse.
I don't know. For me personally, it's a little bit better because the colors. I'm not sure. I think the yellow to the very, very far right, like if that could be the background behind all of the purple, like that's what I was talking about, I think.
All right, Andy. You don't know. I don't know. This one feels a little better.
I like it better, I think.
I think it's a little better.
Right. All right.
I think the ones that are hard for me to see are the ones that have the purple color. Like the writing is purple. The other ones I can read pretty good.
Yeah. That's what I was
And
talking
I
about,
don't
the
even think it's
contrast
the
of the purple.
It's just there's like a color. It's you know how it's like purple writing with like it looks like it's purple writing with like white around it, and I think that white is what's screwing it up.
It looks fine to me.
You can read it okay?
Yeah, I can read it great.
I have old eyes too, so I'm probably not the best one.
My eyes are old. Well, they're getting old.
I think my favorite bingo is the second row going across bingo. Racist is just a slur. You make everything about race. Democrats created the KKK. You're just playing the victim. Oh, those are some of the hits.
I think I was on a live maybe an hour and a half ago, Chris and Elaine's, and I think every single one of those spots got hit tonight. It was insane.
Hello, everybody.
What's up, Lucas?
Lucas.
Hello, Lucas.
How are ya?
I'm good. How are you?
Good.
Good.
I was waiting all night for this live, waiting all night.
So, Lucas, which one of these have you done?
Now he's teacupping. Lucas, the host, asked, which one of these have you done?
We can't hear you when you're off of the screen. Like if you go to like
And you're muted.
do something else, we can't hear you.
He's just muted.
Oh, okay.
Lucas, you were begging to come up.
Yeah, press the mic button.
Yeah, you gotta unmic. Well, he knows how to do that. He knows how. He did. He was doing just fine with it last night.
Yes.
Lucas.
Alright, I'm back. What's up? John? Oh, sorry, I was on a call.
Did you hear so Melanita's question?
No, sorry, I just got back.
Oh, okay.
So which one of these microaggressions have you done?
Have I done?
Mm-hmm.
Because we've all done at least one, if not more, at some point in our lives.
Um, um, probably not all white people, probably.
Yeah, I
said
would
it.
have guessed that.
Yeah, I think you did a little.
I had to look around.
What, you never said I don't see color?
No, I never said that.
Isn't that why you came up yesterday?
No, I said I do see color. I swear, I promise I did.
So is it still not all white people?
I would think so. I still think so, yeah, probably.
I missed a conversation last night. Was it that not all white people are racist?
Well, that's what
It
it just.
was, I believe it was, I think I was asking if, only black people can't be racist or something along those lines, or black people can't be racist. I was just wondering, but, I've had it explained to me, so I got it. I think that was my main topic last night.
After having some time to think about it, do you understand it a little better, you think?
I don't know. I still think I know if you guys are gonna get me, I think everybody can be racist. I think so. And I'm sorry.
Can I ask you a quick question? If
What's
you
up?
understand exactly what racism is,
Yeah.
if everybody could be racist, then why would we need racism? Like, racism wouldn't even work if everybody could do it. Does that make sense?
Right.
Yeah, sure. I said could, not everybody did. But I understand what you're talking about.
No, what I'm saying is could, like, everybody couldn't do the racism, or the racism wouldn't even work. Like, that's what I'm asking, if you understand or not.
Okay. Yeah, sure, I understand.
Don't
I
Okay,
don't feel
could
like,
I
I don't
ask
feel
you a
like that was very
question?
genuous. Like,
Could I ask you a question real quick?
What's up?
So I'm a white person. I don't know what's your race?
White as well. If we had to classify it into the military one.
All right, that's
The only
fine.
way.
I would just say, as a white person, I've never once in my life experienced racism, not one time. So I was just wondering if you're an American, like, what's an example of a time that you have experienced it?
I've never claimed to experience racism here. I've explained it. Yesterday I was talking about. I was called an ethnic slur, and I didn't realize it wasn't a racial slur. And then they explained that
Okay,
it
but
was
you
an
don't
ethnic
think
slur.
people are being racist towards you,
Not towards me.
but towards white people in general?
I would say everybody in general. But yeah,
Okay.
white people fall into that
so,
category.
so off of her question, how could anybody be racist to white people if you understand what racism is?
I would say, it's a tough question. Tough question. But I know, they were talking about that cracker is not a slur. It was just, which I don't think it is anyway, but, that isn't a slur towards, white people. And I never thought it was.
I mean, it's not, but that doesn't really answer what I asked
I know,
you.
I was still going. Wait, what was your question again? I'm sorry.
Thank you, by the way. You're putting it into better words than I could have. So thank you.
Basically, you said that you yourself have never experienced racism, which
Yeah.
I believe. But you're saying after your conversation last night that you thought about it and you understand it better. So, my question is, if you understand what racism is, could you explain to me how a white person could be racismed? Not you necessarily, just in general.
I would say if we're going off the, like, if I had, because I don't exactly, like, I'm not exactly white. I would say I'm more Middle Eastern, but I had to put it into white
So
because of the
Middle
thing.
Eastern is also white. So
I know.
outside of that, just white people in general, not you. Take yourself out of it.
I know.
Remove
I
your
got you.
ego. How can white people experience racism, just in general?
I don't know. I'm not gonna claim to know. I was thinking about it.
Yeah,
No, and that's
that's kind of
okay.
what I'm
It's okay
saying.
to
Yeah.
say that you don't know, but I feel like it's more fair if you understand that you don't know what the system is, then you probably shouldn't say things like, "Oh, everybody can be racist," because you don't understand what racism is completely yet, right? So it's illogical to make that statement about something that you don't understand.
Did I show you the racial hierarchy picture last night, Lucas?
Cindy.
You might have a phone call. You're not reporting, are you, Lucas? You better not be.
What? Sorry.
Okay. Did I show you the racial hierarchy
Yeah.
picture last night? Did we talk about
The
that?
triangle pyramid.
Right.
Yeah. You
And
showed me.
so remember, racism is reserved for the people at the top who can oppress everybody, because that's what racism is it's oppression, right? It's oppressing people. And if there's nobody above white people, there's no one to oppress them. So they can't experience racism. Not
Am I able
there's
to
no
go
one to
after you?
oppress them based on
Sorry to
race.
interrupt.
No, you're okay. There's no one to oppress them based on race. They can experience other things. They can be bullied. They can be discriminated against. They can, a whole
Even
host of
xenophobia, like they can
Yeah.
experience full phobias.
correct. You know what I mean? And so there's lots of other things, just not. They can't experience racism simply because they're the ones that cause racism, that do racism.
Is Lucas, is he still here?
But yeah, he's
Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm just looking up some stuff. I can still hear you guys.
Yeah,
And
if
we won't
I
be
could
able to
respond
hear
really
you.
quick, that'd be. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying that you can hear us, but we can't hear you.
I know. I just got that. Sorry.
Okay, we just
I
didn't want you
wasn't talking.
thinking us not hearing you. We didn't want you to,
Oh yeah. Okay. Thank you. I'll be right back. Sorry.
I just want to say something that reminds me of what the host said the other day, too. Like, if the whole system is set up to benefit white people, why would we create that system and then make it where white people can experience racism? That's illogical. Why would we set up a system to do that when it's supposed to benefit us completely? And it does.
Right, like you only create power systems in any sense of the word to make a power like a head of the system. That's us in that situation.
Yep. I mean, I thought it was a great response, even though, it was from a 49er fan, but, you can't win them all. But I
Oh,
understand.
I don't know nothing about football.
Don't even go there.
I'm from a football area and I still don't care about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I know it's just a joke. I get that, but I would like to say just to provide like my perspective. I'm a white American. I have never one time in my life experienced racism, like not once. I would say I guess my experience couldn't go for every other white American, but like for me, I have never one time experienced that, nothing even close. I would say the worst experience of quote unquote racism that I've experienced has been like somebody calling me a cracker. Like, honestly, it really has not been like actual
And that's not
racism
even
at all.
racism.
Exactly. I agree. So, like, I would just say, like, I know I don't have a lot of place in this conversation as a white person, but just like from my experience, no, I've never experienced. And by the way, I'm in one of the like least black states in the country. Like, it might be the least black state in the country, to be honest. I'm in Utah.
Is that Arkansas?
It's Utah.
Oh, never mind.
Yeah, it's something. It's definitely in the top 5. I'll tell you that. But no, yeah, I've never experienced like I just don't feel like somebody not liking you because you're white is racism. I don't feel that way personally.
I mean,
Are you
no, you're
Mormon?
right. Like it has nothing to do with feelings. Racism has nothing to do with feelings or
Exactly.
otherwise. So yeah, you're absolutely right.
Exactly. There's a difference between racial prejudice and racial or racism or whatever, you know what I mean? So it's just different, and I don't feel like I've ever experienced a systemic way where racism has impacted my way to get a job or make the same amount as my coworkers, or like I've never had to worry about that with race. I've never been pulled over by a cop and worried about like, am I going to be safe
No, you're
interaction.
absolutely right. Can I interject something
Yeah,
on something you
absolutely. I'm
said?
done.
And it has nothing to do with you, but mostly to people listening. As far as racial prejudice even goes against white people, like you really can't be prejudiced against white people as another race because prejudice would mean you have no experience with this, so you're basing your opinion. No, they all have experience with us. They all know. They can't even be prejudiced towards us. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Have every reason not to trust white people.
Yeah, so that's kind of what I'm saying is like obviously I would say a lot of people like contradict this view by saying that like they've experienced racism as a white person by like somebody calling them something or whatever, but like it's just not the same. Like it really is not the same when you come down to American politics and the way that we govern people. It's just not the same. So that's my opinion.
No, I respect that. And at this point, it's not even American politics, anymore. Like the racial issue affects any place that has been affected by colonialism. Like any place white people have touched after the 1400s,
Yes,
more
ma'am.
than likely, like are experiencing racism. Colorism is our fault. Things like that. Like people don't assume a racism. Like, yeah, it technically is, but it's on our end, right? Like we created that.
Colorism is our fault.
Colorism is our fault because
Like
by
white people, you
creating
mean?
by yeah, well, colorism within like the black community, right? Where people say, "Oh, they're lighter skinned, they're better than us." That came from our white supremacy bullshit. Like it came from saying lighter people are better off. Like that's still our fault.
Okay, I get you. I
The
get
notion
that.
that the closer you are to whiteness, the more acceptance that you gain.
Exactly.
Right.
Like we created the idea of whiteness, so
Yes,
we
ma'am.
created the idea of being lighter equals being better. So we put colorism into the black, I'll just say black, like black community. Like that's still a white issue that we created.
No, because I feel like in America it does become like white versus non-whites, and like it's not even like a conversation of like what you are or like how white you are, how black you are. Like it is whites versus non-whites. That's what it's become at this point.
White people especially, because here's the thing is that white people have a hard time even gauging race to start with. They just know that you're not white. That's it.
The
They
fact
have
that
time. They
white
can't even gauge
people,
people's race correctly. They just know that they're not white.
the fact that if you go by the definition of race, white people still will go, Arabs aren't white. We don't accept them because they're not white enough. But by definition, they're white, for example.
Arab, not
Sorry, I'm
Arab.
agreeing.
I'm
Please
so
not.
sorry. It's
Please
just,
not talk about my
sorry,
race like that.
sorry.
Sorry, I
Sorry,
was
it's
just
the way I
trying to agree.
pronounce
My bad.
things. I'm so sorry.
All right. All right. Don't worry about it. Grammy,
yes.
do you think you are racist?
I certainly think all white people are racist, and
Are you white?
I'm not white, but at this point in time, I certainly have enough white privilege that if I decided to, I could utilize that privilege just like any other white woman could. Right? I mean, and it
Yeah.
could be just as dangerous as it would be coming from a white woman, depending on how people are viewing me, right? People don't see the pictures of what I looked like when I was a kid, right? I think I was telling So Melanated the other day, even I have a hard time judging what people see, because what I see when I look in the mirror is different than what I used to see, right? And I recognize that. Like, these guys have all heard me say that before. Like, I recognize what people see. And so even though I'm not necessarily white, and white has never been my path in life, I was not seen as white. I mean, you can go look at my baby pictures. They're on my page. It'll be one of the first, I think it is the first video, the first video. You know, white was never my experience. I was never seen as white. That's been new in the last 10 years or so, since I got this 15 years since I got this Karen-ass haircut, you know, with changes with my medications and stuff, it changed a couple things. And the reality is that some people do see a white person when they look at me. And I have to recognize that. And the reality is that in a room, right, if I'm in a room with a black woman, I'm definitely going to be seen as a white woman.
Okay.
And I would be seen as just as dangerous. And I have to accept that. And I know that that's hard, Lucas. It's hard to accept that you can be dangerous to other people, but that's the reality. And that's why it is so important to be educated about this stuff, and so important to have a good, thorough understanding of it, because when you do, you're able to separate yourself from that whiteness and not have all these feelings get stirred up when you see a background like this, or when somebody says white people are racist, or anything like that. It makes it easier when you can, you know, separate yourself from that a little bit. Does that answer your question?
Oh, sorry. Yes, it does.
I think John's got something for you.
Yeah. What's up, John?
I just want to say, someone said Arab. From what I understand, that's offensive.
Yeah, I took offense to it.
Arab is the more, you say Arabs, it's offensive. So just saying.
Yeah, thank you, John. I am Arab personally, and I did take offense to it, but it's all right. Appalachian, don't worry about it.
Learning for everybody, right?
What?
Learning for everybody.
Yep, learning for everybody. Yes, ma'am.
Call me ma'am, please.
Sorry.
You don't have to call me Grammy. You can, if you want to call me, you know, something else, you can, but don't call
I
me.
call everyone ma'am, so I'm sorry about that.
Yeah, me too.
okay.
I try to be respectful.
It's okay. It just makes me feel really old.
I get that.
Same. At this point in my life, if I don't know what to say, but I know they're definitely like her presenting. I just say Miss.
You can call me ma'am.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah.
I've got an announcement.
Yepper.
I can now have guests on my backup account.
Can you really?
Yeah.
How is that? Just because you went live 3 times?
Yeah.
I
At the
can't
same
go.
time.
I tried again yesterday to go live on that Tucker account, and it won't let me go. It doesn't even give me an option. And it's got to be because it's an old account. Has anybody created an account in the last week or so and been able to just go live on it that you know of?
No.
Not
no.
personally, but I've seen people in live say that, oh, I just created this account and like come up in the box, you know.
Right. Which
Yeah, I
makes
was
no
actually going to
sense to
ask
me.
y'all about this because I have created account like maybe like a year ago.
And you can't go
And
live. Same here.
no, I can't. Yeah, but I only have like 100 followers, so I don't know if
Same
it's like a
here.
followers issue.
I think
Well, we've
because
had
we created
people
them a
all
long time ago, we have to meet the original requirements from when we created it, which is
Right.
1,000 followers, which is bullshit.
So do you have to
Right,
have
'cause
like a
now-
certain amount of followers? Like how does it work?
So now people, when they create their TikTok lives, they're coming on these boxes with like 20 followers, and that's it.
Can't cam up, but they can talk.
So to like start a live,
They
like
can't
do you have to have a
they
certain
can't
amount?
start their own lives, but they can get in here.
Okay. Do you have to have a certain amount to like start or what?
1,000, I think, is what it is.
1,000? Okay. Yeah, I was trying to start one earlier on like my account that has like 500,000 or like not 500,000, please. 500 people and it wouldn't work. So I was assuming it was just like the follower count, but I was just wondering.
What did Rompy do?
Oh,
I'm
after I
sorry.
had 1,000
He was
followers, it would
accusing
not.
me of.
Oh, sorry.
He was accusing me. He was saying I was a liar about being a Biden supporter. Do you want me to bring him back? I'm sorry.
So you blocked him?
Yeah, I'll bring him back. I'm sorry. Yeah, I got a little stuff and I blocked him.
Listen, John, we were talking about this the other day. I think because you don't ever get to go live, right? Like, not in your own live. You're always in your own live. And so you don't get to have fun with like the blocking and the dropping and the
Right, and we talked
we all
about it too.
do. And so
I know better. It's
fun. I know, but it's funny. I think it's
yeah,
funny.
but so Melanie doesn't want that. I gotta unblock him. How the hell do I do that now?
I said I got
Fiona, I'll say that like when I got enough followers to go on live panels, for me personally, I did not get allowed live access like to host my own lives until I had been like on other live panels. But I also have an original account, so I'm not sure. Like I had to be in so many live panels in the box like this before they let me go live.
Okay, I see. So do you think it's more to do with like followers and also like how many lives you joined or like what?
I don't know about the new accounts. I just, like I said, I have an old
Yeah,
account.
I don't know either. Okay. Yeah, good to know. I'm just trying to figure out like, yeah, that's great to know.
I'm looking at my block list and I'm wondering why some of these people were blocked.
I was just looking at it too, and I'm wondering why they're blocked. But I didn't see Jonathan, so did you already find him?
I found Rompy too.
Or Rompy, that's what I meant.
Yeah, I found him. I unblocked him.
Okay, I was looking for Jonathan. That's probably why I couldn't find the right person.
Jeez.
So, since y'all are seasoned and I'm not, is it okay if I ask Lucas a question to, I guess, just get the topic going?
Sure.
Lucas, are you there?
Yes, ma'am, I am. What's up?
So, what is your stance right now on, like racism in general? Can everybody experience racism? Can only white people experience racism? And whatever your stance is, like, why is that your stance?
I said earlier I think everybody can experience racism, and
Okay, that's fair. Why?
I know you're gonna ask me this, yeah, but I don't really know because I'm not in it. I bet some white person somewhere has experienced racism, but I haven't personally. And I don't know, and I can't figure out why, but I feel. I'm not technically white, but I have experience under the box. I've fallen white. but I have
Wait, what
technical
do you
experience.
mean you're not technically white?
Yeah, what do you mean by
Because
that?
I have to. I'm Arab, and I
But
can't fall, and I fall into the
Okay,
white box.
so can I just give you a little bit of perspective up until maybe and John can correct me on dates. I think it was up until the early 1920s. People like Irish, Italians, those ethnic white people were not technically considered white, but like they are definitely white, and they're considered white now, right? And there's a whole bunch of historical reasons why that happened. And as much as it makes you uncomfortable, like you're white, that's okay. Like you're white though.
Well, yeah, but I know about that. I'm also Irish as well.
Okay, I'm just saying, just because you're from a different country
is
or a
white,
different
though.
region, like you're white. Like it's
I know.
okay to just say you're white.
Yeah. Okay.
Because there can be white Latinos, black Latinos. Yeah, I mean, how you phenotypically present, depends on, again, if you're,
It depends on where you stand in society. Like
I'm sorry, but how exactly are Irish Americans prosecuted more than regular white Americans that aren't Irish?
what do you
the host wants
what do you
to
mean
speak.
by
I never said they were.
that? Sorry.
Well, I'm just saying you're coming from a place of like this is more racism, but like
Melanated was trying to speak.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, I was just no, I was just gonna say that that's my backup in the comments
Oh,
for anyone that's not following.
The pizza eater one.
Yeah.
I wanted to, remember earlier when you asked me
what's up?
about being racist, and I explained to you, like, if you go look at my pictures, what you'll see, right?
Yeah, I get it. If I look at your pictures, this gets me up a lot.
In society, you're in here. We base race on what people see. Okay, not what our ethnicity is, but what people physically see. Okay, and I'm looking at your picture and I see a white man. Right?
That's not me. I'm just letting you know. I'm sorry. That's not me.
Oh, okay. Well, why you got that noise?
But do you understand what she's saying? Like, even though it's not
I know.
okay and you may not
I know,
agree
I know.
with it, that's how society runs, right? Okay. So
Right.
understanding
It sucks,
all
I
of
get it.
that,
I get it. It sucks.
like, so understanding that you are white in society, even though you did not choose to be white in society, how do white people experience racism? If you understand the concept of racism, and if you don't understand it, please just say that. Like, don't try to make up something.
Oh, I know the concept of racism. It's prejudice. I looked up the definition. Prejudice and like hate or something towards a certain race.
Hate has nothing to do with racism. Hate has absolutely.
Sorry. Whoops.
So, like, real quick, do you know what the 5 races are? I'm assuming you were in this slide multiple times.
It's Native American,
what are
white,
they?
black. I believe Pacific Islander is Latino on there. I believe.
Nope,
No,
that's an
Latino's not on there?
ethnicity.
Asian.
Oh,
Or
Asian.
nationality, I believe. Asian, yeah. Okay, so you know the 5 races. Now, do you know how racism, or who created the idea of whiteness? I'll say that. Do you know?
I don't know. No, I don't know.
Okay, so it was a white man in the 1400s. He was Portuguese. He went overseas
Sorry, I knew
and
that.
he
I
wrote
knew it was Portuguese,
journals.
that's
And and he described the idea of the black people he saw, and thus creating blackness and whiteness. So, with that being understood, you understand how classism works, correct? I'm assuming.
I believe so.
Okay,
Is
so
that what
in a
Brandon was
class.
talking about earlier?
So classism is, our hierarchy of monetary status. Like, that's what classism is.
Oh yeah. Sorry. I know what that is. Yeah, you got it.
Okay. So by that hierarchy, can poor people oppress rich people ever?
Oppress?
Like, can poor people create any type of system or ideology or thing that will oppress a rich person's way of living, of life, so to speak? And, like, do poor people have that power against rich people?
I would say so. I would say if enough poor people
No, 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 no. How can, and I'm not talking about uprising and rebellions. Please understand that.
I know.
I'm talking
I know.
about as it stands. Can poor people, do they have the power to create laws or pass legislation or do anything in any way that affects a rich person's life systematically?
They could, I guess.
How?
Theoretically, they
How
could.
how can poor people change a rich person's life systematically? How?
I mean, theoretically, a poor person could be elected as a president or somebody in the higher power.
No,
Theoretically.
no, I mean, not really. If you understand how politics works, no, that's never going to happen. But we're not even talking about
No, that's
political
why I said
positions.
theoretically.
We're just talking about money, right? Can poor people do things against rich people? Like, can they change their housing situation? Can they change, any of the legislative laws in the city they live in?
Probably
Can they
not.
make it harder? Can poor people make it harder for rich people to live? Like, we know rich people can make it harder for poor people to live, right? But like, can poor people make
Yeah,
it
sure.
harder for rich people to live on a money sense?
On a money sense, probably not.
Okay. And that's what classism is, right? It has all to do with like money and that. So no, poor people cannot affect rich people in a sense of money because the
In
system
any
is
sense,
based on
really, right?
right, because
Well,
the
I don't know
system's
about
based
that.
on well, no,
What don't
because
you
the
know
system
about?
is based on monetary reasons, right? Like, can a poor ass person born in poverty, grew up in poverty, and unalived in poverty, have they ever done anything to systematically change a rich person's life? Theoretically.
No.
Systematically?
Systematically, like right down to where they're allowed to rent houses from, what laws are passed, what taxes are imposed on them. Like, that's what I mean by systematically. Can a
Yeah,
poor
no.
person do?
No.
Yeah, they can, right? Okay. So since you understand that, we're going to go back to racism. So we just said racism was created by a white man in the 1400s, right?
Yeah.
Do you know why racism was created? Oh, and it was codified in like the 1900s, the word racism was. So if we're going to jump back and forth between that. But let's
Wait,
just,
so are we talking about the old one? Or like are we talking about the
no,
new?
like we're talking about just in general. So racism was created by a white man in the 1400s. That's where the idea of whiteness and blackness came from. The word racism was codified in the 1900s. My point is, if you understand classism, poor is the hierarchy, or poor is the bottom tier and rich is the hierarchy, and you understand a white person created racism, so what do you think the hierarchy to lowerarchy is on the basis of race? Knowing the 5 races.
Okay.
So you know the 5
Now?
races, and you know who
Yeah, I got it.
created racism. Okay,
Yeah.
so if the currency of classism is money, what's the currency in racism?
So like 1 to 5, or is it like a top to bottom?
Yeah. Let's go 1 to 5. What's the highest, like the best thing you can be in the system of race?
Probably now.
According to society,
Just in general, just
society.
not even now. It's not even a now versus then situation. It's all the time. It doesn't change regarding on millennials. What is the highest position you can hold in the race category based
Like
on how
forever.
it was created?
Like
Yeah,
has been
I mean
forever.
until it's dismantled, sure.
Probably white people, yeah. If
Yeah,
we're talking
so
about forever,
Yep. So white people created racism, so they would obviously put themselves on the top. So why did they create racism? Why do you think they created racism?
probably be above people.
What do you mean by that exactly? I just feel like that's kind of a lazy answer. So
To be above people, like to have more power than other people.
yeah, okay, so that's better. So if white is the like supreme power over people because we created this racist system, right? What do you think the bottom tier is according to the system?
Overall, forever. And
I
ever?
mean, according to the system of race that we've said, we have 5 races, white people created it, we're at the top. Who do you think is at the very bottom of that system if we're going, light to dark, 1 to 100?
I would say Native Americans are black people.
Black people, yes. So racism,
I said two answers,
as
but you
we've
got it.
established through this conversation, was created to pit white people as supreme and black people at the very bottom. And I want you to understand, it doesn't matter what country, what nation, what ethnicity you are, as far as like just white people looking at you, right? Like maybe it matters
Yeah.
to white people, but when white people look at you, that's how they determine, where you are on the hierarchy of race. That
I don't
being
think that's
said,
true.
so no, I mean, but it is. That's how it was created. You may not
You
think
got
or
it.
believe or feel it's true, and I can affirm your feelings. I get it. It sucks. But as far as the facts go, so what we just talked about, we established poor people cannot like classism rich people. They can't do anything to systematically change what's happening because the ism, right? Like it's a system. So do you think in the same regard, black people are going to be able to racism white people? Like if you understand the system and you understand the hierarchy now and you've established you do, so now how could black people racism white people or anybody, honestly?
Get the fuck.
Out of this bitch.
What? Sorry, wait. Was that a question I put in?
No, they were just being a troll.
Oh.
So anyways, so based off of all that information, now I want to know, how can black people racism white people? You know what I mean? Like, how can they do it systematically? Because the interpersonal stuff, everything else people are going to throw out, it does not exist without the system. So, how can black people racism white people? I'm going to mute right now and just let you go into whatever you want to, by the way.
You got it. I don't know. I'm not saying they can't, but I'm saying I don't know.
You just keep saying you don't know. Like, do you
Yeah, 'cause I don't.
genuinely want, and that's okay, but like, do you genuinely want to learn? Like, I'd like to know your thought process on it so you can
Oh.
so you can get to the point where you do know. That's the goal.
Yep.
Right. I think
Poppy wants to speak.
oh, thank you, John. I think Poppy wants to speak.
Oh, you got it.
All right, so go on
Or
mute.
they got it. Sorry, nothing.
I would love to speak. Bobby 28 here on Indigenous. He's being disingenuous. He doesn't know anything. And when it comes to disagreeing, he's like, I disagree. That's not true. Well, he hasn't proven it's not true. All he's brought in is feelings and opinions that aren't based in fact. He's just wasting your time.
Hi, Poppy.
Welcome, baby boy.
Can I ask you a genuine question, Lucas? How old are you?
Oh, I told
And I'm
you.
not trying to be
18.
funny. I didn't hear your
Young.
age, sorry.
18, honestly.
No, you're not 18. This he sounds prepubescent. This is a child.
You got it, Poppy. Whatever you want.
It's okay,
Honestly,
princess.
I hope you are 18 because I hope
I
your
am.
brain is still malleable enough to learn since it's not done growing.
Yeah, I know.
Like, do you genuinely want to learn and like discuss these topics, or are you just
Yeah, I
here
would.
for fun?
I would
Okay,
like to learn.
so when you say things like, "Well, I don't know," like, why don't you know? What are you confused about? Like, say that, like, not just, I don't know. Well, I don't know because I'm confused about this. That's how you engage. That's how you learn.
Okay, let's let Poppy go.
Oh,
Yeah, and when you said that that's not true, can you prove that it's not true?
prove that it is true, Poppy. If you're
That's
gonna talk to me.
that's not how disproving a claim works. Do you know how to
Well, then how can you prove a claim?
Sweetheart, baby girl, I'm speaking. Do you know how disproving a claim works?
Do you know how proving a claim works?
Do you know how disproving
You've been proven.
I'm not gonna let you pivot, baby girl. I'm sorry. You're not gonna pivot with me, honey. Do you know how disproving a claim works?
I know how to. Yes, I do know how to.
Okay, so how does disproving a claim work, sweetie?
How does disproving a claim work? Let's think about it.
How does disproving a claim work? I'm
up-
not letting you pivot. You can
I'm
try
gonna
all you
talk.
want.
Stop talking over me. You
Okay,
can
no,
bring
Lucas,
evidence.
Lucas,
Don't talk over
Lucas,
another
But how do
woman.
you disprove? How do you
Lucas,
disprove a claim?
Lucas.
No, it's okay.
Do
He
not
can keep
overtalk
playing Ring
Poppy.
Around the Rosies. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. I can play childish games. I can get down to his 5'4" level. It's fine. But how do you disprove a claim? How do you disprove a claim?
Are you there? Are you going to answer?
Oh, sorry. Somebody turn off my mic. I was talking. Sorry. Sorry. I was talking about
So
I
anyway, how
was
do you
saying
disprove a claim? How do you disprove a claim, Lucas? I'm not gonna let you pivot. You're gonna
I
answer it.
wasn't pivoting. I'm trying to answer. Stop
How do you
talking over
disprove a
me.
claim?
I said I
How do
would
you
disprove a
disprove a
claim by.
claim?
Can you stop,
Then
please?
answer. Hurry up.
I am.
Hurry up.
I'm saying you can stop. You can
How do you
disprove a
disprove
claim
a
by
claim? That's
bringing
not answering my
facts.
question.
By
How do you
bringing
disprove a
facts
claim?
that disprove the claim. That
How
prove
do
the
you
claim is
disprove a
false.
claim?
I just
How do
said
you
it,
bring the
bruh.
facts?
You
Nope,
didn't
hold
answer
on.
it. You
How
didn't
do you
answer it,
bring the
bruh.
facts, though? Like, he tried, but how do you bring those facts, Lucas?
No, I'm
Like,
not.
how?
That's
How
why.
do
No, I'm
I
not
bring
gonna let
those
him
facts, or
pivot.
how does
I'm
somebody
not
else?
letting him pivot. How do you disprove a claim?
How do I disprove a claim, or how is a claim
How do you disprove a
disproved?
claim? I don't care about you. How do people that have more than 2 brain cells that are fighting for third place? How do we disprove claims? How does that work, sweetie?
You bring facts that disprove the claim.
How do you disprove a claim?
You bring facts that disprove a claim.
How do you disprove a claim?
What are you talking about?
How do you disprove a claim?
Does anybody else know what she's talking
So,
about here?
anyways, since my sweet little princess can't answer, you disprove a claim by bringing a source. So bring one, sweetie.
Source? Alright.
That's exactly what
Yeah. So
a
I'm gonna.
source. You
So
you
give
can say
yourself.
facts out your mouth the whole day long, but you need to bring sources to back it up.
Poppy is
Sources
talking.
So
are.
He's
Lucas,
talking to
Lucas.
Lucas.
So Lucas, you can give yourself like 5 minutes to go look up a source. Go look for sources to disprove her claim before you say that's false.
You
Either
got
that, because then, quiet, sweet. I'm speaking. Then you just sound stupid. You really showing because you know what there's like a literacy problem in America. Like more than half of the United States can barely read past the fourth grade level, and sadly, sweetheart, I feel like you fit in that statistic. You fit the description.
so, and half those people also being here. You're gonna say that.
Can I ask a question about the disproving
I can
claims
speak
thing
three
when
languages,
Poppy's
sweetheart.
done?
Sweetheart, I can speak 3 languages, and you can barely speak the one you can understand.
Me?
Princess.
Alright. I would say until you bring a source, you can't just insult me the whole time you're talking.
That's not how that works, sweetie. I'm not trying to disprove your claim. That's how this is a conversation. Again, how old are you?
I said I'm 18.
How
I'm
no, you're
18.
not. What year were you born?
2000.
To
And
kick him.
what?
This is a
Look
Yeah,
it
child.
up.
you
He
don't
thinks
even know.
he thinks that in 2000 you're 18. This is a
I didn't say
child.
2000. I didn't finish.
This is a child.
I didn't finish, bro. Why do you talk over me every single
You're a
time I try to
child.
speak?
Because this is an adult conversation. The kids' table is next to the crowns.
I've already said how old I was.
When's
Grammy
your
knows it too.
birthday?
2006, pal.
Birthday, or I'm going to
He
kick
said
you.
2000 at first.
Because I didn't finish. I swear to God, I
No,
didn't finish.
Right
no,
now,
this is a
Lucas. Right
child.
now, spit it out.
I
And the
just said
way he's
2006.
reacting,
January 31st,
hold
2006.
on a second, sweetie. The way he's reacting reminds me of like when you have when you take like a 5-year-old's like iPad. This is what makes me think this is a child. The way he's reacting, it's
You
giving
got it.
5. It's
I mean,
giving
I haven't
toddler.
really reacted to
It's giving
anything
I.
you've
It's
insulted me with
giving.
this
Hold on
whole
a second,
time.
sweetie. Hold on a second, sweetie. It's giving. I'm still on my parents' medical insurance.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
probably is still on his parents' medical insurance. So probably definitely is. He came
Sorry,
in here
Grammy.
last night. Were you here last night, Poppy? Yeah, you must.
I
Yeah,
was. I was
he came in
busy.
here last night and he was pretty hot. I guess is how we'll.
Even if he is 18, he's barely 18, barely.
Yeah, Caria, you're right. He took a minute because again the math.
Oh, you got it, Poppy.
You're welcome, baby girl.
So, what's up? What y'all want me to do?
Well, if you're not
Get a
18,
source. Well,
I am
actually,
18.
this is a child. Get in your jams and go to bed. Don't forget to brush your teeth and brush your tongue.
Yeah, you too. You too.
Welcome, baby girl. Get in your jammies.
I am already.
I'm gonna drop you, and if
Get
Oh,
your
you
someone
got it,
prettiest.
Grammy.
Go get your
they'll
prettiest
let you
nightgown,
come back
Lucas,
up,
and go to
okay?
bed.
You got
Go
it.
get your
Pappy, I never
prettiest
insulted you.
nightgown,
I
princess.
never insulted you. Think about that.
Never insulted you.
Yes, you
You
did.
can
No, if
Yes,
it
you
listen
felt
did.
from the
insulted,
Yes, you
that's
did.
comments.
on you. If it felt insulted, that's on you. You're responsible for your own emotions. I'm not.
You can stick around in the comments and learn from there, okay? For right now.
Can I add on to something Poppy just said for him in the
Second.
comments real quick when I have a minute?
1 second. Lucas, you can stick around in the comments and listen and learn from there. Yeah, that's what you should do for now, especially after how you were just repeatedly attempting to speak over a black woman.
What is this board for?
Bingo.
Playing bingo.
What did he say?
As in, like, these things happen to us personally, or
How old are you?
I'm 21, but
How was your
I'm
birthday?
December 19th,
Year?
2002.
2002.
Makes me 21 currently. I'll turn 22 this December.
That checks.
There's
quick,
no way we
can,
share a birthday.
Hold on. Yeah, we do actually. Real quick, just to add on to what Poppy said, if he's in the comments, as far as citing your sources for things to back up what you're saying, you have to do that. But also, when people are saying things to you, please like look it up. You know, these people on this board, they're not being disingenuous. They're giving you free education. And if you don't believe it, also look that up and you'll find out like, oh yeah, they were not lying to me. So don't look up your own talking points, but also look up what people up here are telling you. You know, the black women up here are educating you for free and they shouldn't have to do that, but they are.
John, has this Spitz Fizzle guy been in your life before?
May
Like
have
it
been,
looks
possibly. I'm not too sure. I
I
think
think
so.
I think I've seen you in a somebody else's live that I was in.
Maybe.
Do you guys know Butterfly? Well, she goes by
Yes.
that. Okay, I'm in her panels all the time, so. So just a question. I'm not completely understanding this board. So is this like something that are these like things happen to us personally, or something we've heard, or how does this actually work?
I feel like most of us are unsure what you're asking. What, if you don't mind me asking, what's your race?
I'm Asian.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Are you asking about like the bingo game? Are you asking about how like
Yeah, is it like an actual bingo game, or is just topics to talk about?
Well, I printed mine off. I'm not going to lie because I like to play bingo, like literally real bingo. So I screenshotted it. Well, I have the one from the other day, but I screenshotted it and saved it to my phone. And then what I did is I copied it like into like a Word document and then printed it. You could probably print just the picture, but it's going to use more ink that way. When you copy it into a Word document, it's going to use less ink. But I copied it into a Word document and then I printed mine, and I have like bingo dabbers. And so I'm literally like, I'm playing bingo. I don't know what everybody else is doing, but I'm really playing bingo. And
So with this board, how would you play bingo if you like hear this being said live? Okay.
So when a white person comes up and says, what's a good one?
Go back to
we just heard, and we just heard that's an opinion. Or let's see. racist is just a slur. We haven't heard that one yet tonight, but I'm sure we will. Yeah, it says any of them, you know, or the comments. I think So Melanated decide. Didn't you say you wanted to include the comments too?
Yes.
So either somebody on the panel says it, or somebody in the comments.
Okay, that answers my question.
Right.
Thank you.
So if you have bingo dabbers, let's play bingo. If not, just use a pen and X them out.
Yeah.
I mean, I love that you genuinely know what bingo dabbers are, because I grew up and my mama worked in a bingo hall, so like I was in there for daycare.
My grandma, we're hardcore bingo people here. We like our bingo.
Yeah, I play it as well.
Yeah.
So what is the topic that we're talking about?
White people.
Oh,
why, I just ended up here to get traction, so I'm assuming white people and our racist ass tendencies and livelihood.
Well, based on what I haven't interacted with you, Appalachian Variable, for a whole lot, but you seem like a genuinely nice person.
Oh, thank you. I'm all right.
I wouldn't ball you into that stereotype, but
No. You can. You can, absolutely. I hate to say this out loud, and it's taken me a long time, but yes, I am a YT woman, and I am inherently racist. And yeah, so you can. It's okay. You're not going to hurt my feelings if you say it.
there is one thing that scares me as an Asian, and I've had it. It's something that happened to me personally multiple times, and it was a very scary thing during COVID. And one thing that scares me about YT people, they don't, most of them, some of them can, but most of them can't tell what nationality or ethnicity of Asian each person is. Then they just ball us all into the Chinese race or Chinese
Yeah,
ethnicity.
no, that's absolutely a YT person thing. You don't have to feel some type of way about feeling weird about it. Like,
Oh no, I'm not.
that's valid. Like, we do that to y'all, you know?
Yeah, it's not that I feel weird about myself. I just feel scared about it because I remember the COVID riots, and I'm Korean, and a lot of Koreans got involved or got caught up in the middle of that, and a lot of them were hurt. And so I'm just praying and hoping one day that won't ever happen ever again, because that is very scary. And
I
there's
can't speak for all YT people, but can I just tell you genuinely, like, yes, you should always be wary of us. Like right now, even after COVID, everything that's happened, yes, just be wary of us always. Even if you think we're a friend or an ally, just be wary of us always, honestly.
I mean, I get called, like, I tell people, hey, guess, I get Filipino, Japanese, Chinese. And sometimes I'm walking down the street talking to a friend, and somebody cat calls me from the other side of the street. I don't understand Chinese. And so it's rare somebody hits the target with Korean, so. And I am outside, so don't mind me.
You know what I was gonna tell
That
you?
sounds like a fun space.
It does. I was gonna say that music sounds cool. I was gonna tell you, Spitz Fizzle. Oh, go ahead, Poppy. I'm sorry.
So it sounds kind of fun.
Last night, So Melanated did a different. Was it last night you had a different topic up? She had, or was it the night before? No, I think it was
Last night.
There was a different topic up, but behind the scenes, even with the different topic up about does size matter? Does size matter? The topic was does size matter? But even though that was the topic, we still played racist bingo behind the scenes and got bingos, even though the topic wasn't even about race.
Wait, the does size matter thing, is it what I think it is? Like, that was the topic?
That was the topic. But we still
Still went
managed to get-
racist. Like, talk about the calls coming from inside the house.
It doesn't matter what we talk about. They will be the ones to bring up race.
Every time.
Like John and I were talking
Yeah,
about
this just seems very
imposter
telling.
syndrome, and they just came in talking about race.
We were like, what? Nobody said a
You mean just
word about
like
race.
imposter syndrome in just like general, and they brought race into it?
So I was talking about imposter syndrome, like in the queer community and what it can look like. And they just came in, and one person was like, "Oh, Obama," just out of the blue. And then Democrats, and then like, "Oh, you guys are always talking about racism."
But on a side note, if you guys ever have that very specific conversation again, will somebody invite me to it? Because it's something I'm dealing with currently, so I'd love more outside information on it. Just, yeah.
Oh, was that queer imposter syndrome?
Yes. Yes, if y'all ever have that again, if somebody in here could just like personally invite me, that would be
Oh
fantastic.
yeah, will do for sure. Grammy, is that you?
Yeah, she's hitting all the buttons.
Oh,
So,
shit. I'm sorry. I didn't know I wasn't muted. Sorry.
Also, do I need to drop for ops? Like, I don't know.
They're not requesting. I think they're scared of Grammy.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little scared of Grammy.
Don't be scared of me. I'm not scary.
No, I mean that in the best way possible. Mostly because I get overwhelmed and
it's even
disgusted
worse when you talk
sometimes.
to her off.
And well, I've watched her just like eat people up, and I'm just like, how does she do it without? I'm assuming it's she, her, Grammy. Okay, I'm just like, how does she do it without like getting emotional? Just because of my stuff, I just get pissed all for it. Like my emotions come out wrong because of like, anyways. So my emotions come out wrong. So like when she eats people up, I'm like, how does she do it without? I love it. But that's what makes me scared of her.
I get really pissed off, but I'm not going to give, especially men, the satisfaction. I'm just going to let them go suck on a big baby bottle.
But that's the point. Like, I've heard you get pissed off, and it's the way that you get pissed off, but are still able to articulate your responses without emotion that I admire. Because I'm not as great at that yet, if that makes sense.
Silver, why would you think I was a self-hating white person? Why would you think that, Silver, that I was a self-hating white person? You know what? It's like getting a little bit of popularity. Like everywhere I go, everybody wants to talk to me about race, come at me about my beliefs. I get it.
Oh, do you remember the other night when my background was about the Cowboys?
Yes.
And someone came in talking about race.
With a Cowboys background?
Yeah.
That's insecure.
Yep.
See, I told you they're scared of Grammy.
Yeah, they are.
They're intimidated by assertive women. That's what it is. They're either A, never been around a woman, or B, they're used to women who will take their shit and eat it with a spoon, and I'm just not the one. Like,
and I'm the type of guy, I find it, how do I say this? I don't want to say attractive like attractive. I find it a positive trait to get along with women who are strong women. I think it's cool. I don't want to hang around with weak women.
no. Why?
Okay, back, give me 1 second.
Nobody wants to. That's why they're all at home crying.
Well, some of these guys do. They want women they can control. So.
Oh, Grammy.
Yeah.
So when we were talking about bingo and how we were going to include the comments, I think that now that Sasha's here, it's a good time to talk about that.
Can I say something real quick?
Yeah. I'm trying to figure out what Grammy's doing.
I'm trying to figure out. I thought there was a comment you were wanting me to look at.
Grammy, before he goes, what's behind your head?
Oh, this back here? It just says tap your screen. Yeah.
Later, Lucas.
Doesn't help when my big head's in the way. I usually have it turned. Okay, what did you want me to explain again about the comments? So, yeah, because that's who you were saying to would be a good mod to look for him as
Yes.
for a double check. Okay, so what the Melanated wants to do is include the comments. So not just what people come on the panel and say, but the comments. But we need someone who is, because a lot of times, when somebody gets a bingo, you got to verify their bingo. You got to make sure that those are the numbers that was actually called. So we'll have to verify, we'll have to make sure, like, okay, you got this one, you got that one, you got this one, you got that one, you got this one. So we'll need someone who's looking at the constantly. Like, I would not be the one for this because I don't look at the comments. And when I do, I get stuck in the comments. It's a mess. But somebody to, like, monitor the comments so that when we say this one, and this one, they'll know, like, I saw that, I saw that, I saw that. So we'll have to have, like, a mod that can do that. And they said they thought you would be good at that. Because you're pretty much,
Let me think
in
here.
the comments.
Some points so when I do debate topics about mainly the Confederate flag, which is
Oh no.
I'm not going to dive into that, but one of the topics one of the points I do bring up is on the bingo card. So,
Which one?
well, okay, it's not exact word for word, but I do say my grandpa's not racist because of, but it's actually a true life story. I mean,
Because of what?
so my thing, I'll say it now. My grandpa's not racist because his grandkids are, two of his grandkids are African American. So,
Yeah, but that doesn't mean he can't be racist.
I mean,
Because like there's husbands and wives who love each other very much and are still racist to each other regularly. There's parents who love their children and are racist to them without even knowing that they're being racist. So even you could love someone very, very much and still be racist to them.
yeah, and I do agree with that. I mean, everybody can be racist. The thing I like to say is everybody can be racist, but are the people in my life are, and that's everything. That's something I think on day to day, especially about my family being or having kids of multiple cultures, including myself. So.
I was down to 1%. I was about to die. Can't see 5%.
Not even trying to be funny right now, but genuinely, how does your anxiety, like, if you have any, let you get your phone down to that low? Like,
Because I ignore it. Like, it makes the beep noise, and then I'm just like, ooh.
in my
And then
head, I'm always like,
it
the
doesn't
worst case
repeat.
scenario is gonna happen, and I don't have 25%. Like, it's so stupid how upset I get about that.
The lowest I let my battery go is 5%.
Lucas having a meltdown in the chat, or what? What's happening here?
He keeps saying he's leaving and he doesn't.
I mean, can he just not come up here because he's not old enough and hasn't proved it? Can he just message the host if it's that big of a deal?
Yeah. I think he wants attention. That's why he keeps commenting.
I don't know.
Oh, Well, I'm sorry, Lucas. You're a YT man. You get all the attention in America. So,
You can stick around and learn or not. That's on you, Lucas.
And John Brown, your profile picture, I 100% agree with that.
Thank you.
I want to say, Lucas, really quickly, I was not impressed with the way that you treated Poppy at all. At all.
I was just gonna ask, since there's no ops up right
Blake.
now. Like, I know I've listened to a bunch of you before, but like, John, since you're YT, like, when did you start your journey of deconstruction? And Grammy, I'm assuming from what you said, you present YT. Is that the right way to say that? Like, I guess I was just trying to figure out when everybody started their deconstruction stuff.
Look at me now, so that's what I've got to deal with.
For me, I don't know when to pinpoint it exactly, but I was kind of pretty aware of what was going on because, as a young kid, I was hearing all the racist stereotypes, the racist jokes, and then
Yeah, I heard your backstory with your dad and stuff.
yeah. So I would say maybe at 17 when I saw the movie Malcolm X, and I saw the prison scene with the gentleman, from the NOI who was talking, they were going over, him and Malcolm were going over the definition of black and white. And it kind of really hit me. I was like, holy shit, we've been doing this for 500 years. So, and it started, within a couple days, I went out and I bought the autobiography of Malcolm X and just kind of went from there. And I've always paid attention because I also became aware of listening to, musical artists like, Public Enemy and Ice Cube and X-Clan. And
God, Ice Cube just played up here last night. It was phenomenal.
he what?
Ice Cube just played a show up here last night. It was phenomenal. And he played some of the NWA stuff. It was so good.
You went?
Yes, briefly. I have social shit, so I didn't get to stay for the whole time. I got to stay for part of it. But yes.
So, a question for you.
I'm so jealous.
Question for a lot of you on the panel. John Brown, I know of your knowledge. Grammy, you seem very knowledgeable about deconstruction and all that. So I don't know everything, especially about the African American community. I'm Asian.
Hold on 1 second. Real quick. I'm sorry to interrupt. First of all, hello to my peoples and my fans. There always seems to be some fans in here, and I want to read some fan mail to y'all real quick. From Michael Dixon Montgomery. None of those statements are racist. That's so many good words, Michael. You almost had a complete thought. You just forgot to use punctuation. Congratulations, Michael. I want you to keep writing and keep dreaming. That's all.
And I'm pretty sure he was in the live earlier and never requested up.
No, he didn't. And to be clear, Michael, every single statement up there is racist, except for the freaking free space. And even that's questionable, because nothing in life is free.
Free spaces for the spicy whites that come up with new racism terms.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
There you go.
There is plenty in this life that is
I
free.
just want to know, Michael
I just want to
Dixon
say that.
Montgomery, I think I'm the only, other than John, full YT person on this panel. So what is the white savior complex. Who are we saving exactly? Because I don't think we can save anybody except us as YT people, and that's even questionable.
Oh, no, you're right on the head on that one. Only you chocodolls can save one another because you don't listen to us black folk. You don't listen to us indigenous folk. And don't get me started about the disabled folk and the black and the intersectionalities and all them because then it's going to get real confusing for Michael. He still hasn't learned how. Oh, he did. Look at this. Michael, you use punctuation. You corrected your behavior. None of those statements are racist with an exclamation point. So you're getting a little hot and bothered down there. Michael, how about you come up here? All right. And you tell us what you mean by that. And here's the thing. I'll drop down because I know you already scared of me.
Well, that's my question.
He's too rare.
Yeah. But to continue my question.
Again, I'll drop too. Y'all can drop me whenever if y'all need ops up and stuff. I feel like I'm just taking up space.
Yeah, I'll ask this last question, get my answers, and then I'll drop. But I don't know a whole lot about the African American community, even though I have 2 African American brothers, well, by adoption. So, what can I do even as an Asian, uneducated Asian, to help with the deconstruction that you guys are talking about?
I know what
I feel like a black person should answer that though, right?
Well, I know what I tell white people. I tell white people to unlearn racist stereotypes and racist jokes, like debunk all that white supremacist garbage that has been pushed in this country for hundreds of years. It's been built up, quite a long time. So, we have to unlearn that. The racist stereotypes, they fuel white supremacy today. So we have to unlearn that stuff.
Also, Spitfizzle,
Oh, no,
I
I got it.
understand. Oh, sorry.
I got it, and I'll take off my little mask. Well, you know what? It's not a mask.
Michael.
It's more like Susano. So we'll just go down to the normal Shireen gun real quick. So here's what you can do. This is for all you chocodiles in here. When a black person insults you, don't get mad about it. All right, so that's the first step. Number 2, when a black person proves you wrong, accept it. All right, and then here's the third thing you can do. You better write this shit down. When you see another white person doing a racism like you have done or that you do, right, you hold them accountable and you hold yourself accountable from then on. That's what you can do.
I like that. What were you going to say, Appalachian?
And I was just gonna add to that because I understand you said that you were Asian, right?
Yeah.
So like not all of these things are completely beholden to you from my perspective. But what I will say is I would implore you to listen to a lot more of these lives, to see what is happening. If I was told not to recommend books, and I'm not going to do that. And I don't know how to approach you, as a YT person to an Asian person. But I do know that as far as racism goes, like black people have been put at the bottom of the totem pole, right? So when it comes to all of those things, like maybe just reading and learning, like what is racially insensitive to them, like what is racism, how does racism work, like those things, and just listening. You don't have to. When I first started this deconstruction journey,
I'm sorry,
I was very much like, I need to go be a white savior. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, okay, a few things. So the first thing is that we don't actually say that about at the bottom of the totem pole. It's anti-indigenous. It's one of those
I'm so
things
sorry.
that white supremacy has done. Yeah, so that was the first thing. I think the other thing that I wanted to say was anybody can actually say any of these things on the bingo card. So like it's not just, I mean, it's mainly white people that say it, but any other race can be an agent of white supremacy. And so then they can also say these things.
And the host is absolutely correct. I misspoke. I meant to just say that, like, I can't teach you as a whitey person to an Asian person, but you can you can learn the history to deconstruct the whitey supremacy that's been like embedded in you, if that makes sense.
Yeah. And so you also pointed out that you don't know how to approach me as a white tea person towards an Asian, and I say this for any Asian. If you want to approach with approach any Asian, just for anything. One big thing for our culture, or the biggest thing about our culture, is respect. Respect is one of the most important things in our culture.
I only meant that from a YT perspective on racism. Like, I am not in a place, like, I'm not in any adequate place to give you the information you need, if that makes sense. Not just how to approach you culturally. I am unable as a white woman to give you that information that you need. That's what I meant by how to approach the subject. That's all. Like, I just can't, I can't do that for you. I'm not, I am the racist community. I'm not part of your community. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Grammy, you got anything to say about that?
Why is I wear glasses getting muted?
He did say something about Asians, and it depends on the Asian, two, how you take it. It can or cannot be racist. So.
Oh, were they asking okay, they were asking a question. I thought they were making a comment. That's why I did it. That's why I did the 5 seconds.
Yeah, it
can
either
be
hang on racist or just a funny joke. So I didn't take it too harshly. So
I'm explaining.
I clocked it as a xenophobia. I'm just saying.
That's why that's why I removed it.
Yeah. It's either saying about our eye structure, which is the racist term, or just because of the stereotype that martial arts is in our blood. That's the joke. So.
All right, yeah, I was just checking.
Yep.
And
I just want
to say something real quick.
Yeah.
So Michael Dixon Montgomery in the comments says that something about he's schooled me or something. Michael, I've been on Michael's lives where he was talking about the Confederate flag, and when I gave him facts, he just shut down his live and turned it off, and that was it. So
that's where I've seen him. I do remember his name. I couldn't remember. Yeah.
I don't know what's funny, John, is that sounds about white. Spitz
sounds about white. You're in his feelings.
But we gotta be respectful. Michael's still a black man.
And in the game, sounds about white.
No. That just
I did not know that, Michael. I apologize. I did not know that. Apologize. But Spitzfizzle, what I would suggest is that you spend time in these spaces and listen and educate yourself about race and racism, right? Because you had made a statement about like that about what you say about your family
Yep.
because of your grandfather's proximity to his grandkids. And so I think if you get a better understanding of race and racism, then you'll understand how that works.
Yep.
And that's going to help you a lot. And then sitting in these spaces and just soaking it up.
Yep.
Uh
Whoa,
oh.
that just looks
There's
wrong.
Michael.
That just looks wrong.
Again, I apologize, Michael. I did not know you were white.
Me
I did not know
personally,
you were not white.
I used to wear
Hold
the
on,
flag.
spit fizzle,
It used
spit
to be a,
fizzle, spit fizzle.
yeah,
This is not the time for you to get anecdotal. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, yep.
we understand you have anti-blackness. We got you. We don't need to go through. That's dramatic. That might get you in a situation. So don't do that. Okay. All right. But we're gonna talk. We're gonna talk about Mikey Mike. Gee, Mikey, I think he likes it. Listen, Mikey, you're black, right? And I'm black, right? And so melanated is black, right? Like we're black, but you're like Tim Scott black. You know what I mean? You're like Hodge twins black. You're like what kind of black are you? You're kind of like your Uncle Ruckus black. Oh, well, you know what kind of black you are? Hold on. Let me show you. Let me give you a better picture of kind of black you are. I've been working on this one. I was going to drop it on Instagram. No, actually, I did. I dropped it on Instagram. But you're this kind of black. You see? That's the black you rocking with. You know what I'm saying? Also, just like a mod duty, are you kidding me? Not at 10K likes yet. 12 shares. Really? Do y'all like us? So Melanated, you gotta reset your live goal. Somebody in here know how to drop some coins on somebody. Jesus. Please act like y'all love this edutainment. You love to see people get eviscerated and proven to be fools and stuff. And you know what's gonna happen. So we need to get the 10K likes, you know what I'm saying? And we need to do that in the next 5 minutes for real. Or we're gonna do some of this First Amendment rights taken away of because I believe in black supremacy. F1 in the chat. And then we need to get to 30 shares. That's easy. That's light work. One person could do that themselves. You know how TikTok works. And then when So Melanated resets that goal, y'all need to go on ahead and blow that one up too. For real. Like, love a black woman from infinity to infinity. I'm not playing with y'all. Unless y'all want Blake to come out and get scary.
There's 17 of us in here, 7.3 likes. We should be able to get that to 10 by half past, right?
Not even thinking that. I'm telling you about 55. By 55, by 12:55, or whatever your 55 is in your time zone, whatever hour that is, that's possible. I believe in y'all. Y'all got 2 fingers, 3 fingers, 4 fingers, 5. How many fingers? Multiple fingers? And you can't get the job done? What were you doing after Bible school?
Oh my God.
Okay, I'm gonna stop.
9 minutes. We can do it. Let's go. We can do it. Eyes are getting red. I can feel.
My
Yeah, I
eyes
took
been red.
melatonin
Come on,
again. Not melanin, melatonin. I took melatonin. It's melatonin, white people. Melatonin. Helps you sleep.
Sure.
They say,
Oh,
they say
damn.
melanin
Can I
when they
take some
mean melatonin.
melatonin? Can
They
I
say
take some
melanin when they mean melatonin.
Who's
Yeah,
ignorant?
can I take some
Michael.
can I take some melanin so I don't have to use sunblock anymore? That'd be cool.
No, Don't do that. No, that's some Doc
That's like
Doc
obvious.
Connor shit from Spider-Man. Some Doc Connor shit. That's gonna end up bad. Trust me. You take some melanin, your ass end up black.
I will be a
You gonna
ginger
be
melanin
regretting that.
superhero.
You would
Like,
be really, you be sad.
You're over
That would
talking.
be
Have you
horrible.
watched?
That
Have
would,
you watched the?
You're over
Have you watched the
talking, Blake.
boys? It'd be like V,
Appalachian.
but for just
Appalachian. Go ahead.
Michael, will you please come up here? You have so many followers. You can do it. You have 5,000. You're so popular, only following 88. Really? You do that on purpose. You put 88 followers to dog whistle with your Sean Connery, James Blonde, Bradley Cooper, and Guardians of the Galaxy looking head ass boy. F1 in the chat. Let them come up for some views. I want to give it what you want. I'm going to give you what you want. Hop up. Like, you don't want no views. You don't want no clout. Come on the libs. You know what I'm saying? You know what? Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to drop down. And please find some way to document this person while I'm gone. I might have to do some research. Oh, you an op? Matt John, you an op, boy. You one of them presidential assassin ops. 2 first names? Absolutely not. F1 in the chat.
It is a little shady, yeah. Wait, can you explain the game to me so I know what I'm doing?
First, can I get your age, race, and pronouns? Matt.
23, white, and him. He, him.
So, what do you think the background is?
Is it a game that we're playing?
Some of us.
Like, I thought it was like a little bingo thing that we were doing.
Right. But what part do you not understand? Like what these things mean, or what they are, or what?
No, I really
Have
get
you heard
most
any of
them.
these? Have you ever heard these before?
Yeah, definitely. I've heard a bunch of them.
Mm-hmm.
Just gotta read through.
Do you ever
I've
see
read
any
through
of these
some of
things?
them. What about? Go back to. No, yeah, these are all like, yeah, absolutely. These are all like some bullshit things.
They're racist, is what they are. They're microaggressions, and they're racist.
I mean,
Do you know people who say these things, or do you say these kind of things?
well, yeah, from where I grew up, definitely. Fucking like, we're just playing, not.
What's funny?
No, just thinking about the fucking people that actually say this shit.
It's stupid, isn't it?
No, yes, but 100% thinking of people makes me fucking laugh.
It's stupid that people say that kind of stuff. It's ignorant.
I've actually never been on one of these lives before, but like, you make everything about, yeah. What if
you make everything about what?
Nah, that was just reading some. So only if you assimilate. Like, what's that about?
I can't read it. Where's it at? Which box?
Like left B.
Oh.
Only if you assimilate.
Yeah. Essentially, that's telling people, only if you assimilate to whiteness. Or if you only assimilate to whiteness. If you only assimilate to whiteness, then, it'll be easier for you.
Well, sorry, can you explain that? Like, what does that mean? Like, if you only assimilate.
Assimilate?
Yeah.
Don't know.
Right. So,
You know. Okay.
when people say that if only you assimilate, what they're saying is that if everyone shares the same culture, then they wouldn't, then it's impossible for them to experience any form of prejudice.
Ah, okay. Okay, so yeah, assimilate. Okay. Let's read some more of these. Oh, black people call.
While you're reading through them, can I offer a great example of the YT assimilation, if I'm allowed?
Yeah, sure.
So, for example, when America was first started, race, or rather white and black, as an ideology was already established. People like to bring up the Irish and things like that in their arguments, but when race became a very big thing in America, even though at the time white people who were Irish, Italian, things like that, were not considered whitey at the time. When it became a huge issue, as far as separating the races for political reasons and systematic reasons, they assimilated immediately. So, they chose assimilation and like whiteness over like anything else, right? Like, so they assimilated into like whiteness as we know it. Does that help or make sense?
Yeah. Whiteness, I guess so.
Like every single whitey person, as we view ourselves originally, like we were not all considered whitey, right? But like as we know whitey and we look up the definitions of what that means, like we've all assimilated.
Appellation, I'm sorry, I hate to interrupt, but breaking news. We have something to fill in the free space with. Save a Pet says, next we should play Black Bingo.
What does that mean?
I don't know. We could stick it in the free space.
No one's stopping you from creating a Black Bingo card.
Would it be like, oh, I had a black best friend, or like I'm confused? Is it from the perspective of black people? Like what does that mean exactly?
It would essentially be tokenization bingo.
Who are we nutting in tonight?
Right, like black people can't be racist, so they can't have their own bingo card. So are they wanting a bingo card for how we tokenize black people exactly? Like we could definitely make a whole bingo card for that.
Appellation, give us a second. We got to give Mildy.
Can you have a little self-control, Mildew?
I bust.
What?
I busted.
Ew.
Yeah. Did your mom enjoy it?
I don't know, but I got the screenshots of before he could make his profile private. So now I've got his face. So we can.
I really hope that he didn't get his grandma auntie pregnant. Like that would suck.
You're such a dumbass. Come up here and do that with your real face on your profile, on top of your RV.
Cabria.
Hi, Cabria.
I'm cackling. Like I was waiting for it to load, but I couldn't stop laughing. Oh, that was a good one. I'm gonna start using that because the amount of times that they come up to do that is really gross and really weird. But that was a good one.
We've just been kind of letting them like.
Thank you.
Some guy told me last night. What did he say? What did he say to me? So melanated.
What, that he wants to come on your forehead?
My forehead specifically.
I just recently found out it's a whole fetish
for
I'm sure. I told him it
people
was pretty
apparently.
late.
Like the way people react to their comments online, like it's a whole thing, which is disgusting.
That's why we've pretty much been giving them no reaction, and it makes them really mad. They have been so pissed off. So mad. Sorry.
Oh, do you notice the top row, Cabria?
Oh, damn, my mic was on. I was reading that don't kink shame. That's crazy. Yeah, I do see the top row, and I added some of those to my bingo card. I just I'm gonna pull up my bingo card. Give me 1 second.
I will say on that one that says like the Oprah, LeBron, or Obama, like just you gotta add Kamala in there at this point because that has been a huge thing for the past month, I think, from YC people.
I was sitting here while I was in the comments making my bingo card. How are you oppressed in 2024? That's my favorite one. Insert microaggression, so like being called aggressive, victim mentality. Oh, misquoting MLK. That's I said I said the other one, how are you oppressed, that was my favorite one, but really misquoting MLK when they're like, I choose to view people by the content of their color, their content of their character, and like, what are you talking about? The Irish were slaves. That's one that you hear all the time, no matter how many times the Irish keep begging people
I
to leave
especially
them
love
out of the
that one.
conversation. The Irish are like, please, you're beating a dead horse. Let's go back to talking about potatoes.
You wanna
And
you want to know something funny about the Irish that a lot of Irish people don't even know is they were the only country after World War II that wrote.
Finish, please, Capria.
Oh, sorry.
oh, it's fine. Let me see. Slavery / racism is in the past. That's my bottom row because it's a little cut off. This live is divisive / rage bait. I didn't own slaves. You were never a slave. Affirmative action is racist. And then insert rich black person / Obama. And like you said, I might have to amend this to put Kamala on there, but I haven't heard anybody bring up Kamala. Like it's almost like she doesn't exist.
Somebody
I
called
put
me
slur
Kamala
on
a
there.
while ago.
I noticed that your bingo card doesn't have a box for slurs, but I put slur on my bingo card because we get called a lot of slurs on this app. Just like they just come up in this just boom N words. The monkey emojis, the banana emojis, like, we see all of it. So
Would be one you could add, like trying to avoid it. It'd specifically be for the chat, but how people try to avoid getting around the filters. Like I don't know what you would call it, like filter aversion or something. You know what I mean? Like the word filters.
oh yeah, when they spell out the N word, but they use like 15 comments to do it.
Right.
Yeah, or when they make
Filter
their
aversion.
profile picture the N, and then they make their name Igor. Like
Yeah.
that's what they got really creative. I was going through because I'm a mod for Nuggets. I was going through Nuggets blocked pages to like reassess those, and the amount of ones where it was people's names that were the slurs were spelled out in people's names, it was really crazy.
Mm-hmm. I get it where I catch the name and I'll block them immediately without even. Don't bring that crap in here. Yep. I don't trust them when they have horribly offensive names and
Their name, they're willing to say it out their mouth.
Wait,
Yep.
do you see the love connection in the chat? It's
Yeah.
Mia and Maya and then Michael. Oh, it's cute.
Maya and Michael sitting in a tree. Lych.
Well, I'm gonna get going because my melatonin is kicking in, and I'm starting to doze off, and I am not falling again asleep on your live, so melanated with my mic on. So
Oh, your mic on?
yeah, I did that a couple nights ago.
Yeah, I haven't clipped that one yet.
That's
Oh, I'm
funny.
heartbroken.
I'm getting to it. Don't worry.
Hopefully, something horrible happens to that clip. Anyways,
Oh, I'm posting it on YouTube.
there you go. Sash even said it, and snoring. Yeah,
And snoring too.
yeah. I can't have that again. So
Well, that first
everybody,
night, so Melanated passed out. I didn't know. I was like, I don't know if you're a snorer or not, but I can't mute you, so I sure hope you're not.
That's the second time that's happened. That was the second time that happened.
I'll hear it. I'll hear it sometime in the future.
I used to snore so bad I would wake myself up.
And then I fell asleep again, but I was muted. I made sure to stay muted as much as possible just in case.
In case you dozed off.
My bedroom used to be, before my situation, this was years ago. The people upstairs could hear me snoring through the walls or whatever, so it was pretty bad.
Well, I'll tell you, you want to know what's worse than that? Is I called my mom one day, and I could hear my stepdad snoring in the background, and I'm like, "Aw, Jeff's sleeping," and she's like, "Yeah, he sounds like you when you were a little baby." And I was like, "Oh, that's so sweet. Are you saying that Jeff sounds like a baby when he snores?" And she's like, "No, I'm saying that you used to snore like a grown ass man when you were a baby." And I was just like, "Well, thanks a lot." That was rude. Rude AF.
I just want to say I'm jealous. Appalachian got to see Ice Cube. And that's all. I'm gonna get going. Have a good night, everyone. We'll see you tomorrow. I got the wife and the kids going to an amusement park, so I'll be able to go live tomorrow sometime. So
Yeah, your lives in the morning, man.
They get crazy.
They interfere with
yeah,
my reading time.
I got banned today too on my other page.
Me
So
too.
good night.
I'm glad that I can now go live on both accounts.
Wait,
That's
what's
so
the
cool.
Do you know what actually happened?
Hmm.
So technically, I only went live twice, right?
Mhm.
But I went live at like 11:30 at night and stayed live for an hour, and it counted as like 2 days.
That's sweet.
That is pretty sweet.
That's awesome.
I'm not far behind you, John. I can't even hardly keep my eyes open.
Yeah. Like I said, I took the melatonin again. I'm done. It was a while ago. I'm out. So have a good night, everyone. Go Pack, go.
It's 1 o'clock in the morning already.
Yeah, I gotta go for blood tests in the morning.
You got to do fasting.
Yes.
That sucks. I always make my coffee and take it with me, and that way, as they're drawing my, because my mom used to work in the lab, and I'm like, so how long? Can I if I bring it, as they're drawing my blood, can I drink my coffee? And she's like, as soon as that needle hits your vein, you can drink your coffee. And I was like, okay. I'm bringing it because I don't want to wait not 1 second longer than I have to. So I'll show up ready to get my blood drawn with my Bubba keg.
It's 2 a.m. here.
Jesus.
Blake, I know I tell this story all the time, but it's a funny well, I find it hilarious. So we were in John's live, and this YT woman comes up and she goes, "What can I do to help the Black community?" And Blake, he goes, "Leave us the fuck alone." And she got so mad she started raging.
Yeah, they don't like that answer.
I don't
I like that
think
answer.
like it's not. I don't know. Like, I find it to be a perfectly acceptable response. And I don't understand why people don't.
Melanated, I was talking to somebody because I was like, we need a rehabilitation space for raccoons. There is something about that overt anti-blackness jumping out of our people makes my stomach hurt the most. Like, it makes my chest tight. It's super triggering, and I'm like, I want to start I want to start putting my resources together so we can start breaking the shit down, cuz I don't know where all the misinformation is. Well, I mean, I guess I do to an extent, but it's just like, you're Black in America, so I don't know how you can't break down some of the things that you are spewing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's really confusing because, I mean, I know like certain levels of trauma will push you there, but I'm just like, but you're still Black and you still know other Black people. So I don't really understand how they're able to live in that level of cognitive dissonance.
Assimilation.
It makes my chest tight. Like,
Right.
even the little couple that we had in here 5 minutes ago made my stomach hurt.
I know, she's always in Bratz's lives.
I don't mean to interrupt, but do you guys know Gavin and what is he talking about?
I don't know.
I don't know who that person is, and I don't know who Mozzie is.
I could have sworn I saw him say something yesterday in the comments about something about being ginger or something. And it reminded me of, oh gosh, what is that movie called? You ever seen that movie Hall Pass?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know, like, there's a scene where I guess like he's in the spa, and then there's like one, and the two guys are naked, so there's one Black guy and then there's one like ginger guy. And so when he opens his eyes, the Black guy is standing over him. So he asked the Black guy and the ginger guy to swap places.
I don't remember.
Because the Black guy was well hung and the ginger guy was the opposite.
Oh. Oh, are we about to switch to the Size Matters background?
No, but that's what Gavin reminds me of every time.
Aw. Poor Gavin.
I would hate for that to be the thought. If I was a
That a
man
woman
and
asked
every
what
time
you
somebody
think
saw
of
my
me.
face, they thought about somebody like not being well endowed. Tragic.
Very tragic.
Hey, you guys have a great night. I'm gonna get off here and fight my husband about why Trump didn't really get hit by bullets. Well, apparently that's what I'm gonna do with the rest of my night. So y'all have a good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Oh, Gavin's back. He just rejoined. As did Shit for Brains. Oh,
Some of these
boy.
usernames.
I don't know how they get away with it, honestly. If I can't type it into a comment, and I can't type it into this chat, if I try to type that into this chat, it's not going to show up. It'll block it. I'm sure TikTok will block it. So how can they have it as a name?
Oh, Cabria, are you following my backup?
I thought I followed all your pages. You could send me your backup.
I thought.
And let me comment. I'm like logged in so I can comment right now.
There it is.
Melanated pizza eater. Is that code for something?
No, so what happened, right? So we were in Jason Electric's live. Yeah, and there
Ew.
was
His veneers are always
there
popping out of his
was so much
mouth.
shit that was being said, right?
Oh.
So so Pizza hops onto the panel, right? And I know conservatives, unfortunately, way too well. So I sent them like a large gift before they started speaking. And so Jason was like, oh, well, that person got a large gift already. And then the conservatives in the chat started calling me pizza lover. So I changed my name on this account to Pizza Eater.
Cackling. I love pizza.
I do.
I would have cashed in all of my coins to gift them if I would have seen them in Jason's live. But then I would have left because there's no amount of coinage that would make me stay in a space to listen to him and his dentures popping all night.
Oh, they got into it with MOD and that on that panel.
Another one that I can't stand.
It was
I can't stand MOD.
it was just
You hit 10,000 likes. Sorry.
Man, I know like I say this, right? And people are like, "What?" I can't believe I used to be like that.
Conservative?
Like far right conservative.
Oh, you weren't just conservative. You were like
I was
super
more conservative than like white tea conservatives.
Really?
Yeah.
I just can't. Really?
There are certain anti-black talking points that'll send you down that far right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it happens all the time. So
And yeah, they'd
it
be
just
like,
it's still stomach wrenching. Though it's like, ugh.
it is. And then they're like, well, she agrees. She's one of the good ones.
Mm.
Yeah, that's exactly what they do. They love waving around black conservatives to prove whatever misinformation they want to spread.
Right. And I remember Grammy asking me, oh, like what happened? I picked up a book. And that's the thing, like when you say that, oh, you should read books. And then they're like, well, I'm not going to read a book that's biased. Anyone can write a book. And it's like, you don't even read books, let alone write one. What are you talking about?
I just want to say, like, Shit for Brains came in. That's his name, TikTok, educational purposes only. But I remember like a year ago, I had a guy come in and his name was Honky.
Yeah.
I enjoyed that more
I
than
remember that.
just about anything. I was hoping he wouldn't say nothing terrible, so then I could keep, going back to him. All right, Honky, what are your thoughts on the background? It was, it was a treat.
This is another one. Oh, I think this is the first one I sent
That's
you.
the first
Grammy.
one. Yeah, that's the first one.
There's gotta be, I know there's gotta be like an app where you can take them all and put all of the things into the app, and then it will randomize out different bingo cards. I know there is, because I know I had teacher friends who used to do it.
This one always gets me. The Irish were persecuted too. Because anytime someone says that in front of Silver,
It's really mad. He's like, oh, no, you don't. No, you don't.
oh, Gavin, that's weird.
Wait, what's happening with Gavin?
He said banish him from the kitty.
I think it's still weird, but he was responding to Appalachian.
I know, that's why it's so weird.
Which part was he mad about? You know what? That's not my business.
Right, I was.
Y'all be. All right.
So is he.
Oh, this was the picture I had up. And they came in talking about race.
Yep, they did.
They do that all the time. When I hold my lives about Black mental health, they come in and start talking about the Democrats. They'll be like, the Democrats are racist. Joe Biden said, and I'm just like, what are you talking about? And then they'll start saying that I'm being divisive because I don't care about all mental health. I only care about Black people's mental health. Yeah, it's just really triggered when they're not the center.
Right. John, you still here? John?
There is no way he's asleep that quick.
Yes, I'm up.
Right, I was just checking.
Oh.
So this is actually like some of the books that I picked up recently.
Nice.
Yeah. Abolition for the People. That's the one that Cap edited.
And Franz Fanon, The Wretched of the Earth.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe it's my old eyes, but the third one, is it third? It's like an orange color. I can tell.
Oh, one more river to cross.
Is that what it says? I can tell there's writing there, but I couldn't read it.
Yeah. So that one is about how homophobia came into the Black community.
That Black Sexualities, is that like a textbook?
No, but that one's good too because it really gets into the intersectionality, and it talks about like society and the media, especially with how they treat Black men, Black women, and Black queer men and Black queer women. So it really gets deep into that.
I could probably add, well, if I started, yeah, I could add that to a sexuality class probably as a reading.
Yeah. Oh, night, Sash.
Night, Sash.
John, I got a background for you. Evening.
Love it.
I don't understand it. What?
Piss off a Cowboys fan in 4 words.
What are the 4 words?
Oops, we lost again.
Oh, I I get it.
Yeah, I had to sort of like make some adjustments in Canva just to get it to fit.
I need that picture. My sister is terrified of clowns, and I'm gonna use it for something totally different. Can you send that to me, please?
That's so funny. Oh. And John.
Yeah, that didn't age well.
I know that's.
Oh man, that's fucking funny. Oh my god.
I'm so terrible.
I hate to interrupt. I'm really sorry, but I don't know if anybody else sees what's kind of happening in the comments, and I have a feeling that she may have just found out some things that she may have not realized before, and I just want you to know, be careful tonight, please, and over the next following days. Just watch your back, because if you didn't know this, there's probably other things you may not have known. It's just my grandma voice and social worker voice talking, that's all.
Oh gosh, Gavin, you really just did that, didn't you?
Wait, that needs to go on the bingo card.
I actually have that on a bingo card. I can't remember which one.
Yeah, this lady in Mr. John's live this morning said the same thing where she said she was houseless, so she doesn't have white privilege. And then she has to work 18 hours a day.
Shelly. Wasn't that Shelly?
It was Shelly.
Yep.
Did y'all ever get through to Shelly? Like, I left because I was tired of it. I was like, I can't talk to this lady
You
no more.
know, she hung out to the end of the live.
I think we might have a little.
A little, but
I hope.
she's got a lot of work.
A little. She's got a lot of work to do. But I think that she may be, at least for a moment.
Well, Gavin, you said you don't benefit because you're poor. So, like, you don't benefit from the system. White privilege is benefiting from the system. That's how you benefit. I had somebody say that, well, first of all, I remember when I was in high school, there was this girl named Sarah. Her name was Sarah Manick. And she had to, like, they basically had to send her to the counselor's office. They didn't suspend her or expel her, but they sent her to the counselor's office because she had an outburst in the world history class and said that that black people should be thankful that white people rescued us from Africa.
Wow.
What?
That's what she said in the world history class, and she got sent to the counselor's office.
They probably coddled her.
Yeah, they did, because that's what they always did to those kids. But yeah, that was, I'll never forget that she said that. And every time she sends me a friend request on Facebook, I delete it because I remember she said that shit in the 10th grade.
Send me her name. I want to check out her Facebook.
I'm gonna spell it out in the chat.
I'll go find out how she's doing.
But yeah, it was real crazy that she said that. And then I had another friend I mean, she wasn't my friend, but I had somebody who I was friends with in high school who keeps adding me on Facebook every few months. But I remember she was living in Alabama. She voted for Trump. So I always deny her friend request every time she sends it.
That's okay. I got friend requests that are sitting on. I've seen them. I just haven't responded
Just
to them.
all the kids I went to high school with, they voted for Trump. And when we started marching for Black Lives Matter, they were saying that we were tearing up the city and stuff. Like it polarized um my city way more than, I mean, like, not my city, but just, the people who say things like, when we were growing up, we were taught to not see color and I had black friends, and they always have this long story about how we all used to get along as children. But when we got to middle school and high school, we started seeing racism for what it was, in real time. And then we became young adults and started, like, being active politically and seeing the social climate and protesting and joining, being part of activism. And we saw, like, the kids, the people that we grew up with, um being adversaries in real time. And so, like, nobody really talks about the effects of that, like when you grew up and you had white friends and you found out that they're racist. Like, they were cool to you, like you're friends or whatever, but like, they're racist, like. And that was traumatic.
Can I get the big box for a minute?
Oh yeah, for Gavin.
Gavin, you make less than your non-white coworker because you can't spell. That's not how you spell privilege. Like, you probably have some issues, and they recognize that in your workplace. That's my guess. You're struggling. You're struggling out there.
Could also be seniority and a whole host of other things like your work performance, or maybe they just don't like you. Maybe you don't have the personality for what they're looking for. Like, they don't owe you a different position. They don't owe you more money. Like, you earn that, and I think that's what a lot of people don't get. He got hired after you did at a higher rate.
He's probably more
That's not
qualified
your
than you.
problem. That's a you problem. Like, my mom started working at a certain point in time. People who graduated with their med tech degree after she got hers got hired on and made more money than she made when she started. That's how it works. If he got hired on after you, of course he would make a little bit more money. Things could have changed.
Yeah, sometimes workplaces will increase the starting pay after you've already been there. And so it's up to you to go back and renegotiate your contract and not accept the fact that your employer is paying you less. Like, that doesn't have anything to do with your race, though, and that's the point.
And while you may have more years of experience, right? You said, I have more years of experience. How is he more qualified? Maybe he's doing a better job. Just because you have so many years of experience doesn't necessarily mean you're doing a good job.
Now, thanks to So Melanated, I have 4 bingo cards. I can't wait to start using them.
I need to open up my Discord.
I printed mine out, and I got my grandma's bingo daubers out, and I even got my bingo trinkets and my bingo bag. I am ready. I'm about ready to get out my bingo sweatshirt and my bingo jacket that was my grandma's, just so I can be super duper ready. I'm ready to make this a regular bingo game.
That's funny. I just have mine in my notes on my iPad, and so like you can just mark up a picture on your phone or iPad. So I'm gonna play that way without. I don't feel like printing it out. I'm lazy.
Not gonna lie, I just wanted a reason to get out the daubers.
I'm having deja vu. It feels like we had this conversation before.
We might have actually. I feel like we need to really just start playing bingo like during the lives, and then whoever maybe the first, I don't know, maybe the first 2 people or something that get bingo, they get like a Galaxy or a Cash App or something. I think that's kind of cool. Look, you guys, John's got up a picture of Gavin.
Yeah.
White privilege is not having obstacles based on being white. That's all it is. It doesn't mean you're going to make more money. It doesn't mean you're going to have a better education. It doesn't mean you're going to get a better house. It doesn't mean any of those things. You're not guaranteed. It's just the obstacles that you face will not have anything to do with your race.
So,
That's it.
sorry. So, what is this conversation about, even? Wait, dude, John Brown, can you move a little bit so I can read what's on your screen?
She was in the middle of talking. Stay muted till the host addresses you, please. Go ahead, Capria. Sorry, interrupt.
Oh, it's fine. I think that whoever needed to hear that heard it. Me talking about what white privilege is. So you guys can take it from here if you want to tell the guests what the topic is about. I'm ready to start my bingo card.
Okay, Dinkeldorf.
So, what do you define as white privilege?
Well, white privilege will never be our white skin will never be an obstacle for us in this country.
But I mean, everyone has necessarily different types of obstacles, and necessarily not everyone's skin color is necessarily an obstacle to themselves all the time. If you look at the population, because the majority of people don't necessarily really experience racism, it's necessarily within the small few. Like for example, my skin has never really been an obstacle. Like any person who I've asked who has a little bit too much melanin or melanin of sorts. Like I asked them a question has your skin color ever been this much of an obstacle? And they just say no. Like a majority of the time, there's that small few percentage in which they actually.
Wait, how many have you asked?
Let me think. So my school has I think 300 students, I believe. A lot of
Your name.
Latinos.
Can we get your name, age, race, and pronouns, please?
Yeah.
I'm Latino. I'm 18. My name is Dinkeldorf, as you can see.
You said you're 18 or you are 18?
No, I just like using the word a lot. Okay, I am 18.
When's your birthday?
It's fucking middle of the night. Goddamn.
Yo, okay, drop. That's a child. It's it doesn't matter if it's the middle of the night. You don't know what your birthday is. You're playing games. Also, you said your school. That was a red flag. And
Right.
lastly, Latino's not a race. It just means you come from a Latin country. You have Latin heritage.
His profile bio thing says that he's the most racist man alive. There is also, just so you're aware, Cabria, because I know that you're in a lot of spaces and some of these late night spaces, there's a group of multiple young people who are going around. A couple of them are pretty good at altering their voices. And so just keep your eyes peeled. They'll usually show up 2 or 3 at a time. 2 of them will get in the box, and then 1 more, or sometimes 2 more. So just be aware.
Yeah, I know a child when I hear one. I originally, when I went to school, it was to study childhood education and child development. So I understand the adolescent brain. So, like, whenever there's a child or a very young person on the panel, I can tell immediately. And
Yeah.
quite frankly, I don't want to talk to anyone under the age of 21. Like, I don't care if you're 18, 19, or 20. You are a child, in my opinion.
Ooh, let me ask you a quick question that doesn't have anything to do with the background. Is that okay, Melanated?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so the other day, we were having the size matter background, and we were talking about how we don't think men get good at sex until they're in like their 30s. What are your thoughts on that? And no, Latino is not a race, Dinkeldorf. There are 5 races in the United States: black, white, Asian, indigenous, and Pacific Islander. None of those are Latino.
And
Good.
frankly, if you don't understand race, you really don't need to be having a conversation about white privilege either.
So what do you think about men being 30 before they get good at sex? 30-ish.
I would agree.
Yeah. We had a 16-year-old who tried telling us that, what did he say? He'd been having, he was like 22 or 23. I've been having sex since I was 16. First of all, his name's Alpha Alpha Alpha. Alpha Alpha Alpha. And he's been having sex since he was 16, and his girl gets off every single time. And he knows this because he can hear it. And we were trying to explain to him that, okay, whatever, we don't believe you because like we've been through life, we know better. And he was just like insistent. It was hysterical. I can't wait. I can't wait for you to clip it up. Someone need it.
A lot of men they can't tell the difference between when a woman is faking it. And the reality of it is a lot of women do fake it. Like they've done studies and research. So like, I believe in not doing that, but I didn't come to the realization that it was harmful to other women for me to like pretend like I'm having a good time until I was until my prefrontal cortex was fully developed. When I hit about 25, 26, I was like, man, fuck y'all. Oh, F1 in the chat.
Right.
That's how I felt. I was like, man, I'm not fudging nothing for nobody anymore. And and I figured out a lot of things about myself. But, before that, like I said, when your prefrontal cortex isn't fully formed, you think you know everything, you don't know anything at all. And yeah, that was my reality.
What about Jackrabbit?
Oh my god, I can't with
Isn't that
Jackrabbit.
something that white men do? Like, I don't know nothing about that. I don't. You gonna say that? That's specifically a white term.
He came in and he said that he essentially, I don't know if it was his term that he used or if it was Alpha Alpha Alpha's term, but I think Alpha 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 said it, and Jackrabbit was like, well, yeah, I just climb up there and do it. Just climbs on top of his girlfriend and just goes to town. No, like,
He's one of those guys that when a woman says, don't stop, he goes faster.
Right, guaranteed. Guaranteed.
Not Gavin schooling Dinkeldorf on ethnicity.
No way. I'm sitting here falling asleep.
I just thought that was funny.
Well, wasn't there a woman who said there was a woman who said she was dating someone who was 6'9"? It was as long. It went from her wrist to her elbow. And he was as thick
Yes.
as a Pepsi can. I said, God
Yeah, I
damn.
remember
Yeah, was
that.
that yesterday?
No, that wasn't yesterday. Yeah, it was when I had this background because I remember that's when the Karen came in. This is a child's app. You shouldn't be discussing this.
Yeah.
Pepsi can is crazy. I've seen some thick ones in my lifetime, but that's a lot. But in any of those encounters, I'd be like, what you finna do with that? Like, get it away from me. Get out of here.
To register that as a lethal weapon, for Christ's sakes.
Hey, yo. Not it needs to be on a registry, please.
I'm gonna drop to the comments because I'm passing out for real.
Melanated, how long you staying on here?
You know what? To be honest, I'm probably just gonna end the live because
Yeah, wrap it
I'm
up.
tired.
It's like
Wrap
quarter
it
to 2
up.
Wrap it up, 49ers fan.
Thanks for letting me hang out.
Wait, how many, John, how many times has the 49ers beat your team in the last few years?
Irrelevant. What's your point?
Wait, what's your team, Mr. John?
Green Bay Packers.
Okay, that's not horrible. I'm glad you're not a Cowboys fan.
Oh God, no.
Or Cowgirls fan, as they call it.
Wait, I gotta do this.
Oh, I can't talk too much because I'm a Ravens fan over here.
So, like Rexy?
Yes.
Oh, you said Rexy's a Ravens fan?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, that's lit. I'll remember that. I love my Ravens fans.
John?
And the guy in the right hand corner was caught cheating with that woman. He was at the game with another woman while his woman was at home. So he lost twice. Dumbass goes on national
No, he
television
lost
with another woman. So listen, so melanated. That picture I sent you, that was a 49ers fan battling a Cowboys fan. Every time I passed that live, that Cowboys fan was going, oh. And that woman was getting gifted and she kicked his ass. I was dying every time it went by. He's, oh. I was like, oh my God. Yeah, she beat him pretty good.
That's so funny.
I love the eyes on the bottom right.
Oh, you know
Here
what?
we go again.
Do you know what's really, really funny though about this? Is the fact that they actually like tracked them down and interviewed them afterwards, like weeks later. Yeah, so this woman, she was at the game with her wife. Like she's from Georgia. And they flew all the way to Dallas.
Oh no. What a waste. And then you get this goofball on the left hand corner, yo. Oh, I'm not with her anymore because I actually, that wasn't my girlfriend I was with at the game. And, good Lord.
Like, why would you do that? Especially in this day and age, you know?
Yep.
And then knowing that it's going to be televised on national television.
Yep. And then you standing there crying,
Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to post that one.
Uh-oh.
That's
Yeah.
how I know my eyes are getting old.
Why, because you're squinting at it like I am?
Oh, you can't see that one. That one is too funny. Oh, that's my favorite. Silver always cracks up when I post that.
That's a good one. It's on a floppy disk.
I gotta get a VHS tape and write that on there. Super Bowl 26. And that's it. Right on there, 1996 Super Bowl 26 or 27, whichever one it was.
There was one time, I think I just started a live, and John was in there, and I think I had up that picture with the 4 faces on it,
Mm-hmm.
and a bunch of people just started coming in.
Yep.
That was, I guess, that was actually when I had like the most views, when I had that picture up.
Everybody loves to hate the Cowboys.
That's why they're America's team.
Yeah, well. At one time, I think Green Bay is America's team now, but you know. But I get that point, though. Yeah, definitely. Because we get to hate on them.
Not the entertainment crack.
This is what I like to put up when I want to stir up some emotions. They hate it.
I actually remember getting that box once.
Oh, do you remember that whale that sort of like, remember those people that were on the boat and they went inside the whale's mouth because it opened its mouth?
Jonah? Wait, what? Wait.
No, like this really happened.
Oh no, I have no idea.
The YT people, and then like the whale like spat them out. It said nope. I guess they were too salty.
What about the white people that went to see the Titanic and never came back up?
It was the memes afterwards, like on Twitter, that really.
Those memes were great. Like, and then they had remember the filter, the TikTok filter, and it was a submarine.
Oh shit.
It was a submarine, and they were like putting it to the Titanic music. I made one where it was a submarine, and then there was like explosions afterwards, and I got banned for hate speech, for harassment, bullying. Because people were really mad about those memes. Like they did not think it was funny.
Oh yeah. Facebook hates me.
It's gonna be okay, babe. No, it's not. Because your girlfriend or wife's watching right now on TV.
Like the only reason my account is in good standing is because I don't post anything.
I'm gonna make some videos tomorrow.
See, I'm avoiding putting up any background that says YT people don't experience racism, because that's when they'll start coming in.
Yeah, they'll come in droves. So one of my other favorite things to do is tokenize my nana's husband because he's a YT man. So people sometimes I get called racist on this app. They be like, "Oh, you're racist against white people," and then I do this. No, my step granddaddy's white. Reverse tokenism.
Gosh,
Oh
but
my
even like,
gosh.
was it yesterday when I had that post up, when I had the background about colorblind racism, the way they were just like, "Oh, that's racist," and I just, they're so weird. And the thing is, right?
Yeah.
So if I really wanted to, I could actually pull up like 15 studies that confirm what we say. Like just on that alone.
Yep. I
Yeah, the
believe it.
studies exist. It's just they'll discredit them, you know, like I that's the reason why I don't really do the debating anymore because we could have 15 studies for something and they'll still be like, "Well, I don't believe any of it." You can give them the study and be like, "Are you going to go read it?" "No, I don't believe anything that you're saying, so I'm not going to go read it." So I realize like the point isn't that they don't believe anything. They just want you to stop talking about it because they want to uphold white supremacy.
And that's like the whole point of saying I don't see color. And then they argue, but then they do exactly like what you say that they're doing. So like the people that come up on my panel when I have those topics, I just let them at it. Wow, I'm gonna go to bed because it's like midnight.
Yeah, it's 3 a.m. here. I'm ready to crash.
Oh, good night, y'all. I'm out of here.
Right.
Night. Exactly, Jonathan. John, don't fall asleep yet.
Okay.
Night, y'all.